Good evening, everyone. Myself, Dr. Pawan Kulkarni, Assistant Professor in the Department of Rashastra and Vaisheshya Kalpana, BVVS Ayurveda Medical College and Hospital, Bagalkot. So, I'm going to deal with the Rashastra, and in the last sessions we had completed in detail regarding the Musha Prakarana. So, in continuation of it, we'll be dealing with Koshti Prakarana today. So, as you all are aware regarding the Agni Samskara given to the Aushadis, either Agni can be used in the pharmaceutical aspect or as well as the therapeutic aspect. Pharmaceutical aspects in terms of the Shodhana and all, and the Bhasmikarana, you require the Agni. And in therapeutic, while preparing the Parpati, Potali and Kopipakva Rasayana, you require some quantum of the Agni to prepare or to process the medicines. So we require a particular medium to give the heat or to transfer the heat from the earth to the medicines. So this media is termed as Koshti according to Acharyas, and the references of this Koshti is scattered in the Rasa Granthas, but you can find the references of the Koshti in Anandakanda, that in Amritikarana Vishranti in 26th chapter. You will find the reference of Koshti in Rasaratna Samuchaya 10th chapter and in Rasatarangini 3rd chapter. So when you go across this chapters, you can find the utility of the Koshti, what is the dimensions to build the Koshtis, so what sort of Agni can be given through these Koshtis, and what sort of Dravyas the Sattva can be extracted. Everything meticulously have been explained by Acharyas in this particular chapters. So today we are going to have a brief note over this Koshti Prakarana. So coming to the introduction, as you all know, Rashastra is a branch which deals with the preparation of different kind of medicines. You have your Chaturvidhya Paradakalpas, Kharaliya, Parpati, Potli and the Kopipakva Rasayanas. So Kharaliya, in all the four sort of the kalpas, the heat is required, but especially in Kharaliya Rasayanas, the mechanical heat is generated while you are triturating this Khalva and the Gharshaka. So, a sort of the heat is required to prepare any sort of the medicines. Yesterday also we have learned regarding the Neshto Nuna Adhika Pakaha Supaka Hitam Aushadam. So, Adhika Paka, Nuna Pakaha or Naishta Pakaha, you have to give to prepare the medicines, wherein Supakva medicines will form this Aushadi or Hita Aushadis or the beneficial the medications. Hence, Agni has an important or a vital role in preparation of the Rasaushadis. So, during various procedures in preparing this medicine, a fire is required for treating the Dravyas. Already you know the Agni Samskara. So, even if you go to the Vaisheshya Kalpana, the Kvata Kalpana, you require Agni. And Agni Sadhita Swarasya, you require Agni. To prepare the Snehas like Taila and Dhrita, you require Agni. So, Agni is of most importance when it comes in the point of the formulations or the pharmaceutical procedures. So, the instruments which is used to provide the Agni for the Samskaras were termed as the Koshtis. So, in the future slides or the next slides, we will be studying regarding what are the Koshti, what is the definition of Koshti. So, what are the Lakshanas of that? Everything has been said by the Acharyas. So, to sum up all, we can say that Koshti is a specialized fireplace where a strong heat could be applied with the help of the leather blower. Hope you have seen the person who is working with the iron and all. There will be a blower, he will be dragging the rope to blow the fire. So, such things were used by acharyas in the olden days to prepare the medicines. So, these were termed as the koshtis. So, when we are defining this koshti, we get two references regarding the definition of koshti in the classics. Sattvanam patanarthaya patitanam vishuddhaye Koshtika Vividakaraha Tasam Lakshanamuchyate. Where Rasaratna Samuchayakara says, Sattvanam Patanarthaya. To extract the sattva from a particular dhatu or Maharasa or Uparasa, this Koshti is important. So, and Patitanam Vishuddhaye, the extracted material has to be purified, and this purification is to be done in the Koshtika. So, also he says, Koshtika Vividakaraha. So, Koshtis are available in different shapes and dimension. Tasam Lakshana Mujate. Henceforth, I will be explaining regarding the Lakshanas of this Koshtikas. So, to sum up all, we can define it as for extraction of the Dravya, Sattva, and for the purpose of the purification of the Sattva, we require those Koshtikas which are available in different shapes and dimensions, and this is known as Koshti. And the next shloka, the reference from Rastangini goes like Sattwadi Patanadhyartha Dravya Dhalana Sadhika Vanhi Sandhanika Ya Koshtika Sanigadyate, he says. So very finely he explains regarding this, where he says Sattwadi Patanadhyartha, for the artha, for the purpose of extracting the sattva, as well as for the process of dhalana, Dravya Dhalana Sadhika. So this is the instrument to undergo the dhalana procedures. So you have studied regarding the dhalana procedure while I was explaining the Paribhasha Prakarana. So Vanhi Sandhanikam Ya Koshtika Sa Nigadyate. Vanhi Sandhanikam means the Agni will be in the compact form in this particular Koshti. Hence this is known as Koshti. So this is the overall definition regarding the Koshti. Hope you have understood this. So you have many different paryayas for this Koshti. Angara Dhanika Khyata Hasanti Cha Hasantika Angara Shakati Chapi Chullika Cha Nigadyate Angara Dhanika Hesham Mrudu Dravya Prasadika Vangadinam Dhalanado Visheshena Prayujyate. So you have to give a special note that only Acharya Rasat Taranginikara has said this Koshtik or Koshtikas are used for the Dhalana purpose, wherein the Acharyas like Ananda Kandakara and Rasa Prakash Sudhakarakara, he says this is used for Sattvanam Patanarthaya Patitanam Vishuddhaye, for extraction of the Sattva, and to purify the extracted Sattva you require an instrument to provide heat to that particular Dravya, which is known as the Koshti. And you have the different Paryaya Padas. You have the Angara Dhanika. So Angara Dhanika is the Koshti which holds the Angara inside it. Angara is nothing but the charcoal. Hasanti Cha Hasantika Angara Shakati Chapi Chullika. In the present era or the present day also we call as Chulha in Hindi, and Marathi we call as Tul. So we have this Chullika and Angara Dhanika Yesham Mrudu Dravya Prasadika. This is used for the prasadana or shodana of the Mrudu Dravya, he says. You can't expect more amount of the heat from this Angara Dhanika, hence the Mrudu Dravya Shodana can be done in this particular Koshti. Vangadinam Dhalanadho Visheshena Prayujate, for the Dhalan of the Vangadi. So you know the Putilohas, Nagavanga Yashada, which are melted at the lower temperatures. So this is where the utility of the Koshti is explained by Acharyas. So this is regarding the different Paryayapadas. Next, what is the objective of Koshti? What is the prime motto of giving the Agni? So Koshti are those devices which are used for the purpose of extraction of the sattvas from the dhatus and for the purification of the sattvas. Already we have discussed this. In Rasatarangini, it is explained that this is used for the purpose of dhalana. So while explaining the definition according to Rasatarangini, I said Sattwadi Patanadhyartha Dravya Dhalana Sadhika Vanhi Sandhanika Yatu Koshtika Sanigadyate. Here the Vanhi Sandhanika is used in the shloka to denote that Agni is being trapped from all the sides, as this intensifies the fire. So this is very important thing why it is called as Vanhi Sandhanika. Sandhana is it is covered. So when he is covered from all the sides, it is trapped so that you will get intense amount of the heat. So this is what the objective of Koshti is. So when you screen the classics, you get the different references of the Koshtis. Especially these four types of the Koshtis are studied according to your syllabus point of view, as well as in the pharmaceutical procedures or the preparations. So Koshtis are of four types. One is Angara Koshti, Patala Koshti, Gara Koshti, and Chulhika. So there are again subtypes which we will be discussing in the next slides. So first one is the Angara Koshti. In the diagram I have shown you. First I will be reading the shloka and I will be explaining this. You just look at this particular diagram and you can just think over it regarding the dimensions and all. He says, Nrupahasta mitotsede tatartha yama vistrita madhyashchaturasraja mrudacha paripalita chaturangula manena randrena parishobhita nalikam samakonam cha randre tiryakniveshayet nalikaya mukhe chaiva prastravaktam niveshayet apurya kokile koshtim dravyamushanvita dhamet angara koshtikam khyata dravyadhalana sadhika satvanam pataye teyam vijeshat viniyujyate. So where he explains, actually this Rastarangini is in a padya form. You should read like a poem. But what happens is, we are very much used to read the gadyas, so we read it like in the sort of the gadya or something. So he says, Rupahasta mitotsede. So the length or the height of the bhatti should be of one Nrupahasta. Nrupa is the synonym of Raja. So one Rajahasta. So in some of the references you get as 30 inches, or in some of the references you get as 27 inches. One Rajahasta is, and then half Nrupahasta length and width inside. Tadardha yama vistrataha. So half of this Rajahasta, the Angara Koshti should have the length and the width inside. See that the empty places inside is not round. It should be built in a quadrangular shape. It means that all the four corners inside should comply with above said height, length, and width. So this is the Chaturasraha. There should be a square in between. So again he says, now the inner and the outer walls of the bhatti are evenly covered with the soft clay. The smearing of the clay should be done in the inner surface so that heat will not escape from this Angara Koshtika. Now a round opening of 4 angular diameter is created at the base. So Nalika Samakonamcha Randre Tiryak Niveshayat. So there should be a randra or hole you should create of 4 angular diameter, and in this opening a metal pipe, Nalikaya Mukhe Chaiva, Bastra Vaktam Niveshayat. Bastra is your Koshtika, Bastri you call us. So Nalikayam Mukhe Chaiva, you should insert a Nalika in that 4 angular diameter, and the outer opening of the pipe is connected to the blower. So this is what the total formation or the construction of the Angara Koshti is. And you may ask me how much the indhana or how much the charcoal should be added. Apuryam kokile koshtim dravya moshan vitadhamet. So you have to keep the mosha or the sharava samputa, and on it you have to place the kokilas. Kokilas are the charcoals. So this is what Angara Koshti is. He says, Angara Koshtikam khyatam dravya dhalana sadhika. So this Angara Koshti is used for dravya dhalana. Satvanam patane chayam visheshat vinidati. For the extraction of the sattva, this particular Angara Koshtika or Angara Dhanika should be used, he says. So this is what Angara Koshtika is, already I have said. So you have to build a wall of on the 4 sides in a square or a quadrangular shape, and the height should be 1 Rajahasta, 30 inches, and the width should be Ardha Rajahasta. So means 15 angula should be, or 15 inches should be the width of this, and at the base you have to build, or you have to make a hole of 4 angular diameter, and you have to attach an alika to it, and then you have the blower on the next end. So you can see this in this figure. So it is mentioned in Rasa Prakash Sudhakar and Rasaratna Samuchaya. According to them, it is big Koshti. Already I have said regarding this, the construction and all. So again, I have said it has to be attached to the bellows to blow the fire, and upper hole is meant for the entry of the fuel and the substances to be heated in the oven. So again, you have to prepare two holes, one above the other. So the lower hole is formed to remove the ash which is formed during the processes, and upper is given for the fuel. To install the fuel inside this koshti, you require the upper hole. So applicability, you as already Acharya have said that this is a big sort of the koshti which gives large amount of fire. So for the extraction of the sattva from the kathina dravyas, the hardened substances, we are using this Angara Koshtika. So the extraction or the sattopatana of Vimala, Makshika and Abraka is done in this particular Koshti, melting of gold, silver and copper and iron. Again, for the liquefaction of this Swarna, Rajata, Tamra and Loha, you require this particular Angara Koshtika. So note, regarding thickness of the wall, no specific measurement is given, but in some of the samhitas, like in Rasa Prakash Sudhakar, he says the 10 angulas should be the width of the thickness of the wall of the koshtis. And in the context of filling of the charcoal, it is not specifically mentioned. Instead, Rasataranginikara says to fill it completely, apuryaha he says. So which would mean that filling the hollow space completely with the charcoal, and over this the mosha is kept. Hope you have understood what this Angara Koshtika is. So just you have to build a wall, and then in the lower part of the wall you have to build, you have to create a hole where you are going to insert a pipe, and that pipe will be connected to a blower which will be blown to increase the intensity of the agni. And the kokilas or the fuel like the angaras, the charcoal is to be filled in the square place or of the batti, and then you have to light it up, and with the help of the blower you have to increase the agni. So this is the total construction of your Angara Koshtika. So next you have Patala Koshti. So Patala Koshti, the name itself suggests that it is something which is below the earth level. So Patala. So you have heard regarding the lokas, different sort of the lokas. So Mahaloka, Tapoloka. So everything again you have Patala Loka. Again the Patala means which is below the ground. So Vitasti Vistrutam Gartam Bhomo Kuryat Vidanataha Tanmadye Vartulam Chidram Nimnaveshe Prakalpayet Gartamadye गर्त्यमध्यगते छिद्रे तिर्यक्नालं निवेशयेत् नालवक्त्रे च भस्त्रायां मुखं सम्यक् निरोधयेत् द्रव्यमूषां कोष्ठिकायां निधाय भस्त्रया धमेत् पातालकोष्ठिकां येषां मृदुद्रव्यप्रसारिका. Again, very nicely he says, the Acharya Sadananda Sharma in Rastarangini, he says, Vitasti Vistrutam Gartam. You have to prepare a wall of 1 Vitasti Pramana, he says. So a cylindrical pit has to be dug which is measuring 12 angulas or 1 Vitasti, and it is made inside the earth. So because this is Patala Koshti, right? At the base of this pit, another small cylindrical pit measuring 4 angula is made. So I have shown in the figure, right? So there is a big pit which is of 1 Vitasti Pramana, either 10 to 12 angulas, and lower to it there will be a small pit which will be measuring 4 angulas. The base of the smaller pit is fixed with one end of a strong tube that runs throughout the earth to the surface by the sides of the larger pit. So I have shown that there is a pipe or the hollow tube which is attached to the lower pit, and it passes it runs throughout the earth to the surface by the side of the larger pit, and then the another end of the tube is connected to a vankanala or the blower, and From the top of the smaller pit is fixed a strong mesh. A mesh is placed just to collect the ash which is to be burnt from the larger pit. So what happens is you are keeping Musha in the larger pit, Musha Samputa, you are adding charcoal to it, and then when you are heating it, so there will be the formation of the ashes which will be collected in the lower pit. So this lower pit in the above surface it is covered with a mesh. It will just let the only entry of the fine particles of the ashes. So the charcoal will not pass, only the ashes will be passing. So over that already I have said filled musha filled with the dravyas is to be placed, and then the bhatti is constructed in this manner, hence it is called as patala koshti. This is used for the sattopatan of the mrudu dravyas. Already in the shlokas I have said mrudu dravya prasadikaha. So I have said regarding this, a round pit measuring vitasti, that is 12 angulas deep and equally wide, is made inside the earth. Another small pit of 4 angular length and 4 angular width is dug inside the pit. A twisted pipe is set so that one end goes inside the smaller pit and one outside the bigger pit. And this ends open at the surface of the earth and can be connected to the bellows. Bellows is the one which you're going to blow the fire. So it may be made of the leather, or it may be a fan which is available for the blowing now. Then a round earthen chakras with 5 holes is placed upon the central pit, and the outer pit is filled up with the charcoal. So in the shlokas I have said regarding the mesh, keeping of the mesh, you can prepare a sharava which has the 5 holes inside it, and you can place it. The coal is ignited and the air is pumped through the help of the bellows. It is called as patala koshti, and it is used for the sattopatan of Rudu Dravyas. So what are the views of other acharyas on this patala koshti? So it is described by the scholar Nandi, and it is convenient for extracting the sattva by very less blowing. And Rasa Prakash Sudhakarakara, he says that he opines the same of the Ratna Samuchaya, but inner pit he says to place a kharpara, or the half clay pot, or the sharava, and Rasataranginikara opines the same. So, but he has not told to put the plate with 5 holes on the lower girth. So again there is difference between the opinions of the acharyas. So the only difference lies in whether to place the kharpara or the earthen sharava which contains the hole or not. So based on your utility you can use this. So better is if you are using this, it will be very good, so that the ash will be collected in the lower pit. So what happens, because of the ash, the fire or the charcoals will get lit off because of the cold temperature of the ash. Hence, to sustain the agni for the longer time, it is better to keep this kharpara in the bottom. So application Brudravya Prasadini. So Brudravya Sattopatan like Shilajdo and Rasaka. So Gara Koshti. So hope you are very familiar with this sort of the Gara Koshti. So whenever you go to any rural areas in India, you can find the people, they prepare the food on this Gara Koshti itself. It is made up of the mud, or nowadays it is available in the cast iron or iron. So in Hindi you call it as chulha. You add charcoal to it, you lit it, and you can prepare food on this. So this Gara Koshti was used during the acharyas, by the acharyas, for preparation of the medicines or the for the sattopatana. So Dwadashangula Nimnaya Pradesh Vistarachaya Chaturangala Malayena Samandita Bhuri Chidravatim Chakrim Balayo Parinikshipet Chikitramsha Vinikshipya Pradamet Vanganalataha Karakoshti Yamakyatam Vrushtaloha Vinashi. So Rasaratna Samudayagara says, so Karakoshti, the main word Kara, it indicates that this is the mud of the lake. The mud which is collected from the lake or the river banks is known as Gara. So in the concept of Mosha, we have studied this Gara Mritika. The same Mritika is used to prepare this Koshti, hence the name retained as Garakoshti. So the building of this koshti is very simple. On Samatala Bhumi, on even surface of the earth, a koshti of depth of 12 angula and 12 angula width is prepared. This is circular in shape. So all the bhattis which we have seen, those are these quadrangular or they are in square in shape. But this Garakoshti is circular in shape. Then at the inner wall of the height of about 4 angula from the bottom, a circular construction is made attached to the wall. On this platform or compartment, a chakra having many holes is placed. The charcoal is filled upon and Dravya Yukta Musha is kept over the charcoal and ignited. Later fire is given by blowing the air through Vankanala. So you have to prepare a circular koshti which is of 12 angula, and from below above 4 angula you have to place a mesh. So this will be containing the chidras or the holes, and above that you have to place the shikitra. Shikitra is the charcoal, and above that you have to keep the Sharava Samputa or Musha Samputa, and then you have to light it. So the below the pit or below the 4 angular level, you have a space. From there you can blow the air through Vankanala, where you can intensify the Agni. So this Garakoshti is used for separating the metallic portions from their ores or to eradicate the blemishes from the metal. Again, for Satopatana or Shodhana, this particular Garakoshti is used. So this is what the Garakoshti is. Already I said the koshti should be built of 12 angulas, and then below the 4 angulas you have to place this mesh, and from below that mesh you can blow the air to ignite the fire. So this is used for the Mrudu Dravyas, Shodhana and all. So applicability. So Garakoshti is used for destroying the admixture of the dhatu in Swarna, Rajat, etc. So Rasa Prakash Sudhakar, he also opines the same. So Gara means punk or clay or mud available in the river bed. Probably Garakoshti was prepared from such mud, hence the name Garakoshti. And at present days, Garakoshti prepared from the lohas are available. So you are very much familiar with this Garakoshtis. So this is where the applicability of the Garakoshti is. So coming to the Tiryak Pradhamana Koshti, Koshti Siddharasadinam Vidhanaya Vidhiyate Dwadashanguloutsedo Sabudne Chaturangula Tiryak Pradhamnayasya Yamrudu Dravya Vishodini, he says. Again he gives the synonyms or Siddharasa Koshti. He says that Tiryak Pradhamana Koshti is known as Siddharasa Koshti, where you have this Dwadashangula Ucheda. Again, you have to build a Koshti of Dwadashangula, and again you have the blower which will be oblique in nature, hence the name Tiryak Pradhamana Koshti. So prepare a Koshti resembling the Musha of height 12 angula and width of 4 angula with an oblique pipe which is attached to the blower. This is called as Tiryak Pradhamana Koshti and also called as Musha Koshti. So Siddharasa Koshti, Musha Koshti and Tiryak Pradhamana Koshtis. These all are the same. It is used for the Sattopatana of the Mrudu Dravyas or Shodhan of the Mrudu Dravyas. So nowadays such type of the Koshtis can be seen with the goldsmith. So hope you have seen when you go for when you go to a goldsmith shop, you can see that he uses a blower for the amalgamating or for just used for binding the gold. When you have something, a cut in your chain or something, you want to again bind it. So the goldsmith will be using the same pradhamana. He will be keeping a Bunsen burner, and to that he will be blowing with a pipe that is known as Vankanala. So this sort of the Tiryak Pradhamana Koshti you can see with the goldsmith. This was used for the Sattopatana of the Mrudu Dravyas by the Acharyas. So nowadays you can find many different heating appliances. You have gas stove, you have heating mantle, you have the hot air ovens, and then you have your furnaces. Other than that, you have your induction cookers. So you can administer the heat by the different procedures. So the only intention is to extract the sattva by giving the high amount of heat based on the katinata of the dravyas. You are going to change, or you are going to customize yourself for use of that particular koshtis based on the Agni generator. So this is the total regarding with the koshtis. Hope you have understood this. So this completes the basics of the Rashastra. From the next week, we can go with the Bharata Prakarana and so on. So we'll get back soon. So thank you once again.